Well, happy Wednesday morning, everybody. So I am heading down to Santa Fe, New Mexico for a 5-day work trip. And so I thought it'd be fun to go check out a new city and bring along this camera that I have now. It is the Insta360 GO ULTRA. Figured document a little bit of the journey and show off this little camera because I'm curious to see just how useful it could be for capturing all these moments. So gathering all my things, getting ready for the airport. Gosh, it's super early in the morning. And so we're just gonna head on down and hopefully everything goes well and we'll get to our destination with minimal hassle and be able to check out New Mexico and Santa Fe. And it's just gonna be a beautiful, beautiful day. And of course, the flight to Chicago is canceled. Well, that put a little dent in my plans. So what is a guy to do? And where I need to be is in an airport on a plane heading down to Dallas. And the one here ain't doing it. So sounds like I get to book a shuttle and head on up to the Twin Cities. And so that's exactly what happened. So onto the shuttle all around southern Minnesota to collect all sorts of people and wind up in Minneapolis, St. Paul Airport. Destined for Dallas. Made it there on time, but the first things first, it is time to get some breakfast. So after wandering around a little bit, I wound up at the People's Food Co-op, I believe is the name of the place, and all kinds of really expensive food here, but we're just gonna commit to it and grab ourselves a nice little breakfast sandwich. So in addition to doing this trip, of course, I am trying to see just how flexible this little camera is as far as ease of use and functionality and its ability to be able to capture whatever it is I'm trying to capture with not too much fuss, because honestly, I'm not a big tech person. I don't like tech that gets in the way of whatever it is that I'm trying to do. If it feels like it's a thing that I have to manage and is a distraction, then I eventually am going to stop using it. So this is the first day with this thing and just kind of seeing how it goes, but it props up on the table nicely. I've got a little magnetic pendant for my chest that it just pops on, and it just seems to kind of, not be too much of an issue. All right, so one sandwich down. We're going to document all of our food here along this trip because, I am a food person. I do like food, and I figured it'd be kind of fun to take you around as we go here. All right, so off to the terminal. All right, great success. We have made it onto a plane on down heading to Dallas. So, all right, there I am minding my own business in my airplane seat, using my little magnet to hold the entire camera plus the body. That magnet is fairly strong, so it's able to support. So off we go to Texas. I do like how compact and non-discreet and, not such a big deal this camera is versus, say, like the phone. Phones have just gotten bigger, and it's kind of a pain to have to pull that big thing out and stop whatever it is I'm doing on the phone to record this. I'm just able to capture whatever it is I need to capture. Here I'm checking out the zoom, 1x, 2x to see if there is any significant difference with the image quality. And here we are just flying over, the great Midwest, and it seems like it does a decent job. And with that little zoom there, and it's nice, it's lightweight, it fits right into my shirt pocket. And just like that, I have landed in Dallas-Fort Worth. So I have not been to this airport before, and it's always interesting landing in a new airport, trying to figure out kind of their specific way of getting around. Typically, things are fairly easy to understand. This one's interesting. You have to escalator your way up and hop on the rail system and head on over to whichever terminal you got. And I did not know this, but the little rail system, this one's aggressive, man. It's got all kinds of acceleration, so I do recommend grabbing a handle and not, falling down. So, all right, let's head on over to our little connection flight to Santa Fe. But first, we're going to go through the hyperspace tunnel. Only to arrive to learn that Santa Fe connection flight has been delayed. Yay, cancellations and delays. So I click on my camera and I do what I typically do whenever I have a cancellation or delay. I find the nearest source of tacos and proceed to eat tacos. That's why this has been deemed revenge tacos. The same thing happened in the cities in Minnesota a couple of months ago, and this is exactly what happened. It's the same scenario, it's deja vu. So that's what I'm gonna do. Apparently I have a lot of time in DFW here, so revenge tacos it is, everybody. I mean, it could be worse, right? So now the issue is trying to get to Santa Fe in time to make the conference before I'm too late for showing up for attendance. So managed to hop on the connection flight, and here we are heading on over the mountains into Santa Fe. Managed to make it to Santa Fe, and man, what a great tiny little airport and a beautiful city. And it is time to load up on caffeine to get this last leg of this trip in, showing up with lots of energy. And this Alani is sour. Quick Uber ride from the airport to the hotel. I'm gonna drop all my stuff and then head on over to the conference, and then we're gonna just get this week started with coffee straight out of the Keurig right there in the room. First day of the conference, here we go. Just kind of showing the flexibility of the camera, able to just pop that down, proceed to do whatever it is I'm doing. I feel like the lighting is pretty good. I feel like the image quality is pretty good. This thing can go up to 4K. You can change the frames per second. It's got all kinds of adaptability as far as the lenses go. You can switch out the lenses. This is just your standard lens, and here it is just clipped to my shirt, and I'm able to hands-free my way along, and the camera weighs practically nothing, so it's really, honestly, like, there it is on my chest. You can see my sunglasses dangling. So it's a fantastic little camera to get that point of view footage, especially with like walking around, trying to get some action of the cities here. I do notice that the camera does heat up a little bit along prolonged shots, but it's just fun. It's lightweight. Again, I can just kind of point it to wherever I need to go, and it's not that big of a deal. So lunch of the day is at Fiesta Oaxaca, and this is a poblano with a almond cream sauce and pomegranate, and capturing a little bit of a rainbow and some hail right here in Santa Fe, New Mexico. And here we are at Cafe Pascual's. Day number 2 lunch is a mango chilled soup with these enchiladas with mole and a fun organic cola. Had to go for dessert, and of course we're gonna go with the sofritos that was recommended to me. And then dinner. This is gonna be at the Burrito Company, and I got to get myself a classic Mexican Coke. Of course, we're in New Mexico, everybody, and it's got to be the green chili cheeseburger. That's right. Green chili is the name of the game down here in New Mexico, and this does not disappoint. Very, very, very delicious, and I really, really enjoyed the ambiance here of the Burrito Company. I feel like it was just right up there, and just checking out the beautiful downtown Santa Fe. The weather is awesome. Here we are the next morning, right next to the Georgia O'Keeffe Museum, just swooping along. And this shot is interesting. I'm actually dangling the camera from the pendant, able to get the shot. Lunch today is at the drive-in, and I gotta tell you guys, spoiler alert, this wound up being my favorite place, my favorite meal. There's a watermelon aqua fresca right there, lots of pulp, super delicious on a beautiful Santa Fe day. And man, So refreshing. So good.
I like watermelon. That's awesome.
And there it is, everybody. A smothered burrito. Chicken and vegetables and all sorts of deliciousness. Gosh, man. Maybe it was just me. Maybe it was just the time of the day. Maybe it was just, the trip in general. But this went down as my favorite food in Santa Fe. Highly recommend it. Yes. So I'm down here for a conference, and we got morning session, we got evening session, but in the middle of the day, you're able to walk around a little bit. So just checking out downtown Santa Fe. Beautiful little pockets here of just scenery and gorgeousness. The pistachio milk latte at Cafe Momo was recommended to me, and it was fairly decent. I've not had pistachio milk as a latte before, but there it is. And walking around downtown once again, had to grab some beef jerky. Beef jerky here is interesting, at least from this place. It's dehydrated beef chips, and it is different than my typical beef jerky that I've had before, but it's flavorful. Here we are coming into the evening, more downtown, and we're gonna jump into dinner here. This is Tres Colores, and I did wind up getting some chicken pozole, I believe is how you pronounce it. Of course, some more classic Mexican Coke. Couldn't get enough of that stuff while I was here. And just again, having the camera just on the table, just pointed in my general direction. Honestly, wasn't even looking at framing the shot or any of that. Wanted to see just what kind of footage you can capture via the angle provided. And we have the enchiladas, the pozole, and the Coke right there. Kind of a lower light shot. So I feel like it definitely grabbed the footage well. And my mug over here eating, you can see me wear the pendant right there. Chicken pozole, by the way, that stuff's amazing. So walking along, and I want to check out the churro bar. This is the churro bar, kind of hidden away in downtown Santa Fe, but heard that it was super duper amazing. It's this tiny little shop, and the customer service here is fantastic. There he is, this guy right here. He's super duper. In fact, they all were great. So here is the churro flight. A little pistachio, a little banana, a little berry. We've got a churro milkshake going on. Yeah, that's churro that is hanging out in the middle of that boba straw, and it is chunky. But gosh, it is tasty, so flavorful. So these little churros are super duper small. I'd say 2, maybe 3 bites, but each one is so flavorful. This is the banana, Nutella, almond business going on. We got a berry and pistachio one, lemon, super duper tasty. Heading into the all lit up downtown Santa Fe. Beautiful. There's always like some kind of music going on. There's a lot of culture, and it's just time to leave. It's been wonderful in Santa Fe, but we are gonna wait out here for our Uber and then head on back to the airport. This is me demonstrating just where the camera can go. I can stick it onto something metal. It has magnets for the base. It has magnets for the little camera itself, which is detachable, which is nice. It's a fairly strong magnet, fairly decent, so it's not gonna slip around. Able to stick it onto the suitcase there. And once again, we are on an airplane in Santa Fe, and we are heading to Dallas-Fort Worth, where we're back in this hyperspace tunnel once again. Walking past the same taco place that I was a couple of days ago, and I thought it was kind of funny. Did not have to get tacos at DFW this time. No revenge tacos. So getting ready to head on over to Chicago, and the wheel of my suitcase like disintegrates. It just falls apart. We're making our way into Chicago. And just like that, we have arrived in Chicago. It is evening time, and it is now dinner time, and we have a few hours in Chicago before heading our little connection flight back to southern Minnesota. So I managed to get in there just as all the other restaurants were closing, but the one thing that was open was this Chili's. So this is one of those Chili's to goes, so not a full deal. It was a 6-piece chicken tender thing, and wound up being a breast in there as well. here I am waiting on the flight, only to learn that this flight has been canceled and we are going to be arriving to Southeast Minnesota way after expected to do so. That's something I need to just learn and figure out, because everybody, I have work in a few hours. Okay, I'm landing, I'm getting home at 2 a.m. and having to work at 7:30. Yeah, lesson learned, everybody, but have made it back to Minnesota, heading on out. It's been just a dish, and there's the chairs that I originally learned that I was first canceled. So just a huge relief to be back home, and this little camera has just kept up so well. Battery life has been impressive, but it is time to jump into the van, head on home, and get some shut-eye, because again, work in just a few hours. Demonstrating the flexibility of the camera here, just popped it on the chair. I'm exhausted. I had, for content recording, I don't really care at this point. I'm just, sticking it somewhere, and if it gets, it gets. In fact, this shot coming up here, P.S. check the mode before you hit record, because the controls on this, the touch screen is very sensitive. So if you're got butterfingers like me, you might change it to a time lapse when it shouldn't be a time lapse. Right here. Yep, this is me talking about the trip and finishing the deal, only to see that I was on the time lapse. So that's that. That's the Insta360 GO ULTRA. That's the trip to southeastern Minnesota to New Mexico, Santa Fe, and back again, with all kinds of unexpected surprise drama. All right, everybody. Hopefully everybody's doing well. You guys take care. A link for this will be down in the description. I really like this camera. You should check it out.